Okay, so I know you people have been wondering about what's happening with Huawei and all. So in this video, I'll be explaining the latest updates to the Huawei ban, and we'll also see how this affects us as the end consumers of any Huawei devices. So the first thing I'm going to do is explain you what the Huawei ban is and how it happened. So this is nothing but a ugly trade war between US and the Chinese governments. This trade war began when both the companies started increasing import taxes on the products. Like US started raising import taxes on Chinese products, and China did simultaneously the same thing, raising import taxes on American products. So this has become kind of an issue. But the latest issue is that US government feels that because a lot of Chinese spying happens in the US, having Huawei build their 5G infrastructure and their technology is kind of a threat to the world. But I don't think they have enough proof to call Huawei a threat to national security. But still, so US government has put a ban on Huawei. Let's say it's not a ban, it's a 90-day period before the ban goes into action, wherein US government will have to provide the proof required for that company to not be operational anymore. So this ban actually prevents Huawei from using any American made parts or software. That includes software like the Android made by Google, or any hardware stuff like the Qualcomm chipsets, or ARM license for their processors, or the flash memory or something like that. So without these parts, it's very difficult for Huawei to build any smartphone. So if the ban comes into action, which I don't think it will, because US government hasn't been able to provide enough proof for it, but in case it happens, Huawei will face a lot of difficulty making their phones. But that out of the way, what's happening right now is that now Google and ARM had to put Google on their blacklist, telling that this particular manufacturer will be not getting any support from us in our future ventures. But what's latest happening is that ARM had put them back in their support list, and so did Google, because Google and other companies are trying to explain to the American government that yeah, we might not be able to build iPhone without Chinese support, but it's possible. It's quite possible for Huawei to make a smartphone without US parts, because see, Apple. Big companies like Apple actually depend on Chinese companies like Foxconn to make their product. Now that they have started manufacturing in India, but that's only for a limited range of products, so they don't have all the full scale technology here. So it will be a lot difficult for Americans to operate without the Chinese factories and all. But seeing on the flip side, for Huawei, it's a lot easier, because turns out Huawei has been making their own operating systems in 7 years, and they just trademarked it, and it will be called Oak OS around the world. They're also claiming that it's 60% faster than the Android OS that Google is going to provide them. So that's a step in right direction for Huawei. At least things are looking good. In case this Huawei ban goes into action, they have their alternative for their operating system, and so is the things like these micron flash memories they use for their storage, ARM licenses for their processors. These are the things that US people have to license to Huawei. But now that these people cannot, Huawei has options, either even if they are priced higher or lack the equal amount of performance, they certainly can if they want to. So that leaves US as the most affected side, because a lot of American brands have manufacturing units in China. But looks like China doesn't need that anymore. Now, what does that mean to us as end consumers to Huawei devices? See, this 3 month period is going to be nothing different for any Huawei user. You're going to get everything, access and all to Google Play services and all. But if the ban goes through, Google have to remove Google Play services and all from Huawei devices, and no more Android updates will be given. But that said, Huawei's OS is ready, and for App Store they might rely on something like Aptoid, or as Huawei says, they have their own Huawei app gallery, for which they've been requesting app manufacturers to give their apps to be put in that. So apps are not a problem for that, and their future devices, as I told you, they have alternatives. So as the end consumer, you might not suffer a lot, but this war is getting ugly, and we hope this ends soon, and things fall into clear territories. So either ways, consumers are not affected, but we're talking about two huge nations here, so we hope things will get settled. And so that's been my thoughts on this Huawei ban and the latest updates that's been happening. So if you like this video, consider giving us a like, and consider subscribing for more cool stuff like this. If you have any suggestions for our channel, consider leaving it in the comment section below. We'll definitely take it and act on it.